Yeah, welcome to tonight's space. So tonight we have a special guest with us. We have NFT hunter, popularly known as Jax, one of the greatest NFT collectors, creators in Cosmos. He's also a collector as well. He has collected several NFTs on Search and other ecosystem. So he's both a creator and a collector as well. Yeah, we are super glad to have him on our space tonight. So guys, keep on retweeting and share this link to your community so others can join us. Thanks. So we'll be starting next 2 minutes. Well, I added a little bit of background music to make the space much more interesting. I hope the music is kind of cool. Can you guys hear the music?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. So let's make the space interesting. So welcome guys. Let's keep on retweeting so others can join us. Well, I also want to be a creator, so definitely I'm going to pick out all the words in this space. And I have a lot of guys who are interested in becoming an NFT creator, but most of them don't really know how to get started. So I believe after the end of this space, most of them will have the fundamental knowledge on how to become a successful and valuable NFT creator. So guys, keep on retweeting. We'll be starting this space soon. All right, guys. So let's get started. So we are super glad to have a special guest with us, Jax. So Jax is one of the greatest NFT creator in the whole of Cosmos. You know what that means? He has created several NFT projects with great utilities, which are really awesome. Which are really awesome. It's really outstanding as well. So we are super glad to have him on the space. So while we get started, Jax, could you please introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about your background.
Sure. Awesome of you to have me here. I'm definitely excited. So I go by Jax. Some of you know me as the crazy guy that did all those Secret Summer giveaways to showcase some of the builders and teams on Secret this past summer. But really, I'm nobody special. I'm just a father, a husband. Just like many of us trying to get by and make our lives better in some way, shape, or form. And that's kind of what led me uh, to do Shillables and create this community environment, this NFT club, as a way of just getting together, having some common ground, and hopefully making our lives better. Maybe one NFT at a time.
Yeah, that's probably good to hear. Wow, though a lot of us knew through the giveaway during the summertime, which was really awesome. That giveaway helped a lot of guys then, and it's gave us wider audience and you helped us increase most of our followers. It was really amazing then. Super glad for what you did. So now let's get in a little bit into the topic for today. So before we begin, could you please define NFT in your own words?
Yeah, and you know what's funny? This might be an interesting definition to some, but I like to simply think of NFTs as unique collectibles They're available on a blockchain and they have various possibilities. So I know that's not a textbook definition, but it's definitely how I view NFTs.
Well, no, I agree with you because you really know the definition of NFT because the NFTs you've created so far are really outstanding. They are unique, and it's got me so blown up because I've always wanted an NFT with good utilities, which can bring value to the community. Because to me, it seems like most of these NFT we are buying most nowadays are just JPEGs. There are no utilities attached to it. But whenever I see something from Shoe Labels, whenever I hear Jack saying that, okay, there's a new project coming up this month, and I'll be like, wow, man, I need to get into this because I believe this is going to be unique. This is going to be different from other NFTs we've seen across Cosmos and beyond as well. So yeah, it's your definition is really awesome. So now this takes me to our next question, which is who is an NFT creator to you? And
Yeah.
also,
Oh, go ahead.
so okay, so who is an NFT creator to you? And also, can everyone become a creator? We have several kinds of NFT creator, but some do say no, everyone is like a creator. Only some people can be a creator. So this brings us back to the main question, which is who is an NFT creator to you?
Yeah, and that I think is another somewhat interesting question as well, because you look at the two words separately. You kind of have a definition for NFT, so you already know where I feel about NFTs. But then, what's a creator? You listed several there. There's, music creators, photographers, people that draw, people that are able to use AI tools, people that can do 3D. So to me, really, creators are just our teams. Um, there are only a few artists that I know that um, know how to make tokens or make contracts. So they need a partner to do that. So you kind of start seeing where I'm going with this, and that partner who builds that token or that contract, they can be pretty creative themselves with maybe some of the utility needs that they think of for that um, NFT in that contract. And then without a community, an NFT creator is pretty much pointless. So there's community managers and marketing directors. Can they be creators as well? I think so. They create communities. So together, I think any and all of those positions are creators in my mind. If you want to say who can be a NFT creator, I would say anyone, but it definitely takes a team to build a project.
Well, I think that's also an outstanding definition or a view, or should I say perspective rather. Because I believe without community, there is no way yeah, an NFT creator could, become so much bigger and or probably could come up with some unique content or unique NFTs or unique utilities. Because coming together in the community gives you several ideas. You get feedback from the community, get feedback from your team, and also coming together, you guys can do something much more better. Because as just a single person, you won't be able to do everything by yourself because there should be a community whereby people could come join, see from what you guys are building, and they should also have a say in it. And I can't really wait to get much more deeper into this discussion because it's getting interesting already. So okay, so let's go to the next question, which is with the recent booming adoption in NFTs. So a lot of NFT does not really have value, which is why I believe what value does this bring to Web3 users? Since a lot of people has bought several NFTs and at the end of the day they got Rekiti or probably they also have only JPEGs. So what value does this add to the Web3 users with the recent boom of NFTs in the marketplace now? So what value does it bring to Web3 users? Because I believe You should know the value because shoe labels has brought a lot of values to users, to all the Web3 users, not just customers. People outside customers are coming to Secret just because of shoe labels NFTs, because you guys are doing something great. So now let's see it from other perspective. So what value does NFT bring to Web3 users? So you can say it from your perspective or from your own, from general perspective. Anyone is free.
Yeah, I think value is another one of those words that has has a definition to a unique definition to each and every one. I believe the value I get from Shillable's NFT Club is seeing the community interactions, seeing their commitment to the club, creating utilities, um, and providing that feedback. Like you mentioned, that's probably where I get the most value is when I put up a poll or ask a question, and I see the community responding with the traits they want to see in a collection or utility ideas. And why that's interesting to me, and maybe a different answer from other NFT creators or projects, is just that my sole purpose with Shillables is to build the community. I just believe in the power of the community going into Web3, and I really believe that that's what NFTs can symbolize. So I hope that answered the question at least as much as value, um, from a creator for me. How do I create value to Showble's NFT
Web3.
holders? That's kind of a different perspective, but still the same. I promise to bring them the power of community, and deliver monthly projects that we all agree on, and want to see produced, as well as showcasing what secret NFTs can do. Um, where that's different for me, um, as a collector, because I wear two hats in Shillables, being a collector and a creator. As a collector, I definitely understand FOMO. I understand seeing a lot of um, creators launch projects that mint out quickly, and are really have no utility. But that's okay if I understand that I'm buying what I'm buying. Maybe a piece of art, maybe something I can hang on my wall, maybe something I can sell, and make something off of. So once again, it kind of goes back to how everyone defines value. But me as a creator, it's something totally different because I'm just about the community, and trying to figure out ways to create value for them. I hope that was a very long-winded answer on value, but you can tell my how I feel about the word and how it may mean different things to different people. So I just want to make sure everybody's kind of clear on how I see things through my eyes.
Well, if you agree with Jax, kindly use an emoji to signify. If you totally agree with his own perspective of value to Web3 users, NFT values to Web3 users, kindly use an emoji to signify. Well, I'm checking the attendees now. So just use an emoji to signify if you totally agree with what Jax just said now. Well, people agree with you, Jax, and I totally agree with you because if there's something I love so much about your project is that you value your community, you value the feedbacks, and you make sure you provide adequate information to people. You see, that's one thing I love with your community is because information is never lack from your community. Whenever I go to your community, there are always details about the things you are doing. There was always, things made to the public for people to decide on, for people to see. probably, okay, we can make this better, or probably this is a good idea, or this is a great idea, or probably can we add something more to it. You always listen to your community, and also, as in, the whatever it is you are doing, your community is your first priority, not you, not your project, but rather you make your community your priority, which is something that is really awesome. And this is something I love so much about Shilabus and other projects you've released so far. This is amazing. So, which brings me to the next question, which is, you have thousands of NFT creators and all around the world, but only if you have created NFTs with utilities. And definitely you're one of them, one of those creators that has created NFTs with great utilities. So which brings me back to, how can a person become an NFT creator with value? Just like you, because man, you're a man of value. You really giving back to the community big time. I could remember the first time I claimed the badge for Shilabus. Just from claiming that badge, I've gotten several NFT collections. I've gotten access to several things. I've gotten information, being able to follow up with the community, learn from the community. That alone, it gives me an idea of how to become a much more better creator, probably how to create value for my community. Because if there's something I know about communities, that if people are not getting value from your community, there's no way they could follow you up or probably still be consistent with that community. And people has always been consistent with she labels because of the value you are getting from you. So now let's bring it down to the simple way whereby people could follow up. How can a person become an NFT creator with value? By getting started as a beginner, so others will be able to understand us better.
Man, I'm gonna give a little bit of generic advice first, um, but it's a great question. My best advice to anyone who's thinking of becoming a creator is to be fearless. Do not be afraid to fail, because if you truly want to be a creator, and lead a community, it may not start off well. It may be slow. It may not work. That is nothing against your idea. So when I went with Shillables, the craziest NFT you've probably ever seen on Secret, um, and trying to do the things that we're doing, all I can say is that I took a leap, and I was fearless in that regard. I think I set myself up for success. And this is the next piece of advice: is just really taking the time to organize what you want to do and all your thoughts, brainstorm and get them on paper, sketch out your ideas, your concepts, brainstorm with yourself. Your family might think you're crazy if you like to talk to yourself about it, or I don't know if people like to record themselves. Whenever you think of something, I had a lot of ideas that came to me in the middle of the night that I just started scribbling down, um, and then I just kind of pieced it all together, put the concept on paper, um, and that's kind of where I would say Shillables was formed, dreamt up, if you will. And that would be my advice to um, someone who wants to become a NFT creator with value. What I did was I looked for an opportunity within an ecosystem I wanted to be a part of, which was Secret was a no brainer for me. The opportunity I saw was for NFTs with some sort of utility that could be created, but also not just an NFT, but a community. So the goal was to come up with a community-driven project. Um, and once you have all those thoughts organized, opportunities analyzed, know yourself, understand your strengths and weaknesses, because as I stated before, an NFT creator is a team, in my opinion. So it takes you know as many people as you can get on board to assist you. And if you don't know your strengths and weaknesses, um, you may just have a bunch of good devs on your team, but maybe you need some art help. So you need somebody with some artistic talent on your team, or maybe you need a marketing person or community manager, um, because you aren't an outgoing individual, um, and you want somebody that can rally the community. So get the idea down and then kind of zoom out, look at the idea, and move forward from there. Um, Apologize if I wasn't a super clear, concise answer, but bottom line is be fearless. Don't be afraid to fail, and look for assistance by knowing yourself, and looking for partners that can amplify your strengths, and cover for your weaknesses.
Man, that's really great. I'm just getting all this down because I believe it's going to be useful for a lot of creators out there. Okay, so guys, let me just go through the points again. One of the points Jack just mentioned was be fearless, which is really important because I believe fear is something that usually stop people from actualizing their goal, which is one of the topic for today, which is from ideation to actualization. A lot of people have ideas, but fear wouldn't make them actualize these ideas because they will be like, can this thing work? Will I succeed if I start this? Or probably can I even make it out of this? You have to be fearless, just like Jazz said. You have to be very bold. You have to be courageous. You have to put up that smile and believe in yourself and say it to yourself. Whatever it is, I'm going to do this. There's no way I'm going to back out. I will be fearless. Go into it. And one of the other important points Jax made was have an idea, which is really important because if you have an idea, you'll be able to picture the whole plan, see how it's going to be. From idea it becomes a plan. So it's important for you to have an idea. And also it made nation put the concept on paper. Once all these ideas are coming in, it's very important to put all these ideas on the paper. You have to document these ideas because some ideas might come and you might forget. So it's important you put all these ideas and concepts on a paper so you would go through them, analyze it, and fit out some more, probably add some more to it. And also, one of the important points he also made mention was look for an opportunity in an ecosystem. We have lots of ecosystem on the blockchain, but you have to look for an opportunity in an ecosystem, a unique opportunity, something could probably help you build the community you're looking out for, something that will make you unique from other communities, like it made mention secret because of the privacy feature, which was a unique stuff about secret and the community. That was why he decided to build his project on secret. Also, he said, analyze your thoughts, ideas, and goals. It's very important for you to analyze those thoughts, those ideas, and goals. After putting it on a piece of paper, you have to analyze this, check it out, check out which one you should take first, what action you should take, and what you need to do next. Plan, have a community. And one of the important factors also, which I will never forget, is know yourself. You should know yourself, you should know your strengths and your weaknesses, because this will help you determine who you need to employ and who you need to rely on and who you need to work to with together. And also look for a partner that can amplify your strength, which is really important. Which is why he has an also community, the community manager, marketer. All these community members are really awesome. Are really awesome. All these team members are really awesome. They are doing amazing because man, those guys, whenever probably I'm not up to date with some things on labels, they'll be not reach out to me. Hey Pope, we just made an announcement. Come to our Discord and check it out. Follow these steps and do it. I'll be like, man, these guys are really awesome. They keep you guys up to date with whatever it is they are doing. Even though you're not active in the community, they reach out to you to still keep you up to date through social media, through DMs, whichever way, which is really amazing, which is why I really value this community. Because they value us back, that's why I definitely put them first. And also, I love everything they are doing so much. So, which brings us to the next question, which a lot of people has been waiting for. The next question is, what are the steps in creating an NFT community? Because okay, now you've given us guides and tips for you to become an NFT creator. Now talking about the community, because you have the best, one of the best. I could have said the best, but a lot of people on this space would probably get jealous. But let me say one of the best NFT community on secrets, not just NFT community. In fact, it's not just NFT because it's going beyond that. I can see you guys would be tokenized very soon, which is really amazing. And I believe lots of much more projects will be coming on labels. So, what are the steps in creating an NFT community? So, yeah, let's go into the business.
Man, first off, I appreciate the love for shillables, and I second your motion. The community managers just do an incredible job for shillables. They're the core of what we do. I love that they reach out to members because that was one of the big things, and we'll talk about it later on challenges for communities. But yeah, real life gets a vote too. Not everybody's always in Discord and paying attention. Uh, but so the getting back to the question, the steps in creating an NFT community, I think the number one step, the first thing you really got to do is your homework. You got to research. Um, you have to understand what you're trying to create and where it fits in and who might be interested. So I would call that your niche. Where do you fit in the current NFT landscape on that ecosystem? Once you've identified that, I would you can go straight after it, but I would begin to talk openly about your ideas and goals within your network. So maybe just have an NFT brainstorming session. See if anybody comes. Talk um, talk on Discord about it, whether it's a Twitter space or you just sending DMs and talking to people, because that begins the awareness phase of what you as a creator are trying to do. And you'd actually be surprised how much that'll help start your community. It seems really simple, but if you've done all the hard work, you've done the research, you've moved forward with what you think your idea is going to be, and you can express that to your friends and your contacts within your network, you're going to get a response from them, and you're going to see them begin to be the core foundation of your community. Um, once you have that core built, you just have to remember to always be honest with your goals and always be transparent with your community. Um, I think the biggest struggle you will face is after your honeymoon period of your mint. Once that's over, how do you stay engaged? How does the community feel about your project after the FOMO is over? And if you were transparent and clear all along with them, they'll know your plans. If you've been vague, and sometimes I critique myself really harshly on this one. There are a lot of things that I do on a daily basis that I can't share with the community because I don't want their hopes to get up. Um, until something is a reality, I kind of choose not to present it. So that just goes back to how I feel about being honest and transparent with them. I'm not going to present them anything to get their hopes up that is not 100% certainty that we can deliver. Uh, so, just to recap, do your research, identify a niche, um, go after it, and then just start talking openly within your network about what you're trying to do, what you want to do. Ask them for advice on where they think you should go next, and I think that'll get you going. After that, it's just delivering on your promises.
Well, I'm getting all of this down. Guys, you guys have had jokes. This is really amazing. These steps are it's kind of easy, but not easy because without the community, definitely all these steps can't be achieved. That is just it. So I believe you guys had whatever it is you have said. Research what you want to do. Pick a niche, whatever it is you understand or whatever it is you're interested in. Pick a niche. Talk about your ideas and goals within your network. And also, you made mention you have to be transparent, which is really important. And at the end of the day, you have to deliver your promises. Man, this is really amazing. I'm getting, wow, this space is getting much more interesting. So, which takes me to the next question, which is, we have several NFT collections without utilities, a lot without utilities, and these NFT are selling out. Probably within days, I've seen NFT collection which got sold out within 6 hours without utilities, to be honest, and some are even sold out within a few days after launch. So, what can you say about this? Does it mean that if a creator is good at marketing or the JPEGs looks great, it doesn't have to bring value to the community? Is that what this creator are trying to tell us? That as long as I'm good at marketing, my JPEGs looks awesome, and without utility, I can still bring value to the community, or probably that's just what you need to be an NFT creator? Or what does that have to say? Because a lot of people will be looking at it. Okay, since this NFT does not have any utilities and it was sold out, probably I should also put an NFT, make it more probably maybe beautiful or awesome, or probably I should be a good marketer. I should pay influencer to probably show this project to people, and then that's it. What do you think about that? Because I think this is probably diminishing the value of NFT creators to the community. So, what are your ideas, or what are your view regarding this?
Yeah, I mean, first, I'll just touch on the hype train is real and FOMO is real. I'm a collector first and foremost, and I know what that feels like. Um, but I think it goes back to the definition of value again. People define it differently. If people can flip the NFT for profits, that's really what a fast mint usually means. Flippers find value in it. Um, so I guess you kind of just have to see what the common definition of value is and decide from there. Um, I know shillables holders primarily aren't flippers. They're in it for the project. Um, and, and I like utilities, but I love art as well. So I have some NFTs I love that I doubt I would ever sell just because of the feelings that I associate with them. I think one of my first parodies that I minted from the Midnight Teddy Club. I love it, and I'm never gonna sell because of the feeling I got when I minted it. Um, so that creates value, personal value for me. Introduced me to um, Midnight Teddy Club, which I love, and then the NFT that I minted was just a great minting experience. So I'll say that does a fast mint with no utility bring value to a community? If that community is looking at investing in flipping for profits, potentially. How many of you actually flip for profits? Probably under 1%. I don't know. I don't know. I know I've never been too successful at it. Um, Maybe a couple I've been able to sell above mint value. Um, and then it just depends on what other collectors are looking for as well. So that my biggest issue with answering the question is what defines the word value to the community, because I think um, if flippers want to flip and they can do it, they'll be excited. That'll create hype, will continue NFT momentum, but eventually if that fades out, you will have a bunch of burnt NFT flippers in crypto. So I don't know where we go from there, but I guess that's my answer.
Well, from my own perspective, before I venture into any NFT project, I'll probably look at the team building that NFT first. I'll check out the team, check out what the team have done so far, or probably check out the team's background. See if this team are probably a good team with probably a future, a good plan, or these teams are those guys that are in for the funds. Okay, buy my NFT. As soon as I made my money, then it's all gone. You guys are acting, or I'll just go you guys. So when I'm done with my research on the team, then the next time I check out is the meeting price, if it's something I could afford. And probably if I could afford it, what value am I getting back? That's it. Because if I'm not getting value back from minting that NFT, then at the end of the day, I will see no aim of me minting an NFT, which is why I'll probably examine the team, then check out the floor price or the minting price, then I'll decide whether to mint it or not. So most though I've always been though there's some projects which I intend to just buy and flip because there's no value I'm getting from the NFT, but I can see the hype. A lot of people fall into this NFT. I'll be like, since people fall into this NFT and there are a lot of hype, then I should go into for the hype. Probably if I could make little profit from this NFT, I do that at times, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really work for me. I've only done it once and it's worked out, but the rest it was a bad market for me, which is why I no longer meet NFT with hype or I meet NFT because people fall into this NFT. I only meet NFT. I believe there's value in this NFT. If there's no value now, probably there's plans to give value back to the community in the future. Those are the kind of NFT I hold. Those are the kind of NFT I meet. So, which brings us back to the next question, which is I believe as a creator, there must be some things you guys are facing, some challenges you guys are facing because a community is not perfect. There should be mistakes. There should be mistakes made by this community. There should be flaws. There should be some lapses in this community, some loops in this community, because this is how the community will know what to work on. This is how the community will know what to improve on. So, which brings us to the question: what are the problems faced by NFT creators and the community?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, real life events. I think we always have to remember um, that there's a person behind that PFP, and those tweets or messages and everything we go through and struggle with on a daily basis. They all go through as well. So one of the things we try to do with shillables is just reach out if we don't see members active and there's a poll or something going on. Um, we just try to reach out to them through the community managers, check in on them, let them know what's going on. But yeah, that's definitely a challenge for all communities. We've seen people come and go from communities that um, we didn't think would ever leave, but then they just disappeared and we can't get them back. But all you have to do is reach out to them just like you would if they were a work colleague or buddy. Check in on them and go from there. But yeah, definitely, I think the biggest challenge is real life events, and then some communities not remembering that first and foremost that we're all people behind those JPEGs.
Well, I believe that's also an issue we face by the community because some might probably get distracted and probably being active in other communities. But it's that's why your community managers are really awesome. Whenever it is, I'm not following up with announcements made by she labels. Probably they'll just reach out to me, hey Pope, I just made an announcement. Check out our Discord server. Check out our announcement. I'll be like, oh, that's really cool. Thanks for hitting me up. Big Boss does that a lot. Chairman does that a lot. And also Ola X also does that a lot. It's really amazing though. I'll be like, man, these guys they always keep me up to date, even though I'm not really active in the community. At times I just come over to the community, see what's going on, and then yeah, as soon as I get my information, I probably have to leave. So now which brings us to the next question, which is as a creator, how do you get value back? Because you've always been focused on bringing value to the community. I believe you should also get value back. So how do you get value back as a creator?
Yeah, I'll answer it from a personal perspective first. I get value back from seeing those community interactions and discussions. Um, the goal in Shillables is to rally the community into creating NFT projects. Um, so I'm looking for feedback on traits, feedback on mint price, what they want, utility ideas, project ideas, um, whether they want 2D, 3D, doodles, So that engagement, and even if it's just something as simple as clicking a green check mark, or a red X, and being a active member of the community and voting, that's all. I find I get value from that, personally. So I'll kind of pause there, um, and um, kind of come at it from a different perspective. Some creators are doing this, for their profession and running it as a business. I think as long as they're meeting their business goals, achieving the revenue that they want from their mints, able to build utility, as they described it. I think everybody's motivated a little differently, but they find value and get value back by doing similar things. It's at the end of the day, the community brings the value to the project. So while there may be two different motivations, ultimately, I believe any creator of a project is looking for to create value through their community.
Well, the truth is that you are always honest, which is one of the things you say about the steps on becoming a creator, which is honesty, and you've been really honest with us. Because one of the things you prioritize the most is feedback from the community, which is really important. And I, as a collector, what I really love is as a creator, listening to my voice, listening to what I think about his collection, as in asking for my opinion. What do I think about this? Because I feel it means you are much more focused on giving me satisfaction. You are much more focused on making sure I derive utility from owning this NFT, which is something that is really amazing. Because as a customer or as a consumer, we are much more focused on the utility we derive after consuming a product or a service. So, which is why I think you are really a good businessman because you know what the community wants, you collect those feedbacks, and then you work on it. And which is why the community will definitely come back, and they will always be consistent, and also they will be loyal to you because you've always been loyal to them, and you've always valued their opinions and their and whatever it is they are bringing to you, always value it, which is why it's really great. And also it gets back value in all those things, which is really amazing. Why we have a lot of creators who they don't really give back to the community, they don't really value the community. What they only value is the profit they are making off that collection they are doing, which is not really a cool thing. Which is why most of those NFT projects after mint or after sold out, it's dead. Nothing else, because they don't really care about giving value to the community. They only care about making profits of their collections, which is kind of one of the bad aspects of NFTs as well. So you've really educated us in this space. I've really learned a lot, and to be honest, I'm inspired by your. I'm trying to think of the word to even use. Your strong love for the community, which is really amazing. It stands out. You are always unique. You inspire a lot of guys out there, including me, which is really amazing. So now, which brings me to the next question: is that what inspires you to become a creator? And what is one thing you've never told anyone about the story behind your idea to become an NFT creator? Because then when you first started doing those giveaway, doing summer, man, a lot of people were like, "Who is this guy? I would love to know him. Where did he came from?" Because nobody knew you from the space. Nobody knew who you are. Up to this moment, I'm still waiting for the day you are going to dox yourself. I want to get to see the face behind, you know, all these amazing ideas, all these lovely productivity. Well, hopefully we get to see your face one day. So, what inspires you to become a creator? And what is one thing you've never told anyone about the story behind your idea to become an NFT creator? So, I believe a lot of people here would love to hear about that.
Man, I hope my answers don't let people down. That's quite a buildup. uh, but I don't want to be a broken record, but it's a secret NFT community. They're my inspiration to do this. Um, Being a part of it and being introduced to it, and then going through a bear market, um, communities get tight, communities talk and they stick together. And then we kind of saw stars launch, um, and we saw a lot of those same people over in the stars community. So there's still the passion for the NFTs there, but it was, I believe it was lost from secret for a little while. Um, and I just wanted to bring it back. That was just my inspiration to do shillables. So I talked about the bear market a little bit. So kind of the story behind um, my idea, that I probably, some people may know, but I was pretty wrecked from Luna. Just throwing my hat out there into the group of thousands and millions that were seemingly. Um, but what probably nobody knows is I was pretty close to just quitting my job, walking away. I was driving up to work one day, contemplating whether or not um, I was going to quit and just go and be a creator full time and launch Shillables. Um, and then I got to my hotel after about a 12-hour drive and saw the Luna collapse. And I thought, well, I guess I'm going into work tomorrow. Um, so, but after all that happened, and then sticking around with the NFT communities, it just inspired me to see if I could pull off this project that was a community-driven project, where every opinion is valued, and we try to incorporate as many ideas from the community as possible. Um, so I guess that's a little bit more about me, and that I hope that didn't let anybody down, but that's me.
Well, I'm cool with you. I'm always cool with you. Well, I believe everything happens for a reason because if we never had she labels, probably I don't think anyone would have done something you've done so far for Secret NFT. And the way it started was really amazing. You get to promote other community members in secret, and it was really amazing. You know, it created a spotlight for a lot of us here, and lots of people don't really know. It created a spotlight for them as well, which was really amazing. And from there, it brought something of value to the community again, which is labels. You know, consistently, I've always valued whatever it is that comes out from the project. At times I'll be like, I'm not missing anything, but as soon as it comes out, I'll be like, whoa, man, I said I wasn't going to meet, but I can still probably check out my budget and take some out of it and then still meet whatever it is. It's, I believe, whatever it is I'm doing, I'm getting value in return. Either way it is. So, which is something that's really unique. So, okay, a lot of people, I believe a lot of people has a lot of questions to ask. So, guys, we are going to leave the room for people to ask questions. So, if you want to ask any question, also, we have NFT giveaway to people as well. So I'll be asking some few questions, and you guys get to ask questions. So those who answer my questions get to win an NFT, and those who ask questions to get to win an NFT. Only if your questions are valuable questions, because yeah, we believe more in the community, and also we believe more in giving back to the community, and also value is one of the most important thing we also consider as well. So guys, it's the space is now open for questions. So if you have any question, please feel free to raise up your hand and ask.
Hey, while there's if anybody's thinking of any questions, I'll just kind of recap my thoughts here on some of the questions that I ran through here. So we talked about the value, how to create it, what it means, and I believe it's different for everybody. Um, at the end of the day, we're all probably trying to make something off of this, whether it's NFTs or crypto tokens in general. Uh, oh, I see a question. I'll pause there, see if the professor has a question.
Okay, Professor, you have the mic. So yeah, hit it.
All right, guys. Yeah, hello, good evening. It's a pleasure to come on board. And Secret NFT, it's a pleasure to hear your voice. I think this is the this is the first time I have heard your voice. My question goes like this: often we underestimate the amount of work that will be required to successfully run the project. Get all in, hoping to figure out some things as we go. How have you been able to manage issues that may be unprecedented issues, challenges within uh, any of your project launches for She Labels or the subsidiary projects where you encountered some kind of very significant challenge, hard pressed on time, such unexpected issues? Or you give us any instance of where something happened and how you were able to manage it?
Yeah, thanks, Professor. I think this is the first time I've been live on a Twitter space, or I've been in some AMAs on Discord as members, but um, yeah. So some of the uh, how to manage potential issues with your projects. I think one goes back to some of the things I said before about being open and honest with the community. Um, I think setting those expectations means that if something does go wrong, there's some base level understanding of, hey, they're trying, they'll work through this problem and move past it. Um, and that's assuming there's a solution to the problem, right? So first and foremost is develop that solution, whether you have to reach out for help or it's something you can manage yourself. Um, and after that, just keep the community updated. I think I think at the end of the day, that's all we really want is to know that somebody's working for us to resolve the issue. So I hope that covered everything. You broke up a little bit at the end on my end. It's probably my bad connection, but yeah, just if there's something else you wanted me to touch on, just let me know.
Yeah, yeah. Can you, if you don't mind, if there's any specific instance within She Labels or any of the subsidiary products where you had some really unexpected issue, that was a huge challenge for you. How were you able to, if you don't mind sharing, how were you able to handle something like that specifically for that particular issue?
Okay, yeah, I've actually probably ran into a ton of issues um, that may not have seemed big to the community, but then caused me to spend an enormous amount of time on things. So um, I think Alpaca's Mint was one of them. I had significant issues in loading the NFTs into Stash. The thumbnails were not matching the images, so it was portraying two different images for the NFT. So I had to go back through each and every one of them on the Stash Creator dashboard and update them separately, or excuse me, individually. And that essentially all I could do was be open with the community about the delays, but and and at the same time working outside of myself with the Stash team so they could understand my issue. They were able to essentially correct any issue that could have been causing it in an update towards the end of the Alpaca's Mint. And once I loaded up Secret Wolfpack on testnet, then onto mainnet, there were no issues with that, and I was super excited to know that there wouldn't be any more delays on that project. So, and encounter them. You'll encounter many problems, and mostly it's just because of the pressure you'll put on yourself. and you just want to do the best for the community. And as long as you're open and honest with the community about it, I think that'll help um, resolve any potential community issues that could cause.
So, Professor, I believe that answers your question.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you very much. That's a great one.
All right. Thank you very much for asking that question. So, Jax, I also have a question. After Labels, you've released a few other projects. So, how were you able to manage all these projects together and also keeping up to your promise and making sure everything works fine? How were you able to do all those things? Because I know it's not going to be easy for you. I know you have support from the communities as well and from your team members, but how were you able to pull up all of these off? Because managing about 3 to 4 projects, it's not really an easy job. So tell me, how were you able to get this done?
I think that's the question that nobody's asked yet that I was probably expecting. Not just not just in a Twitter space, but just in general. Um, you know, because it's a crazy concept and idea. But if you go back to using the power of the community, right? The community is going to inspire the projects. Um, I'm going to manage and guide um, and see them through. And together we'll deliver, monthly projects for shillables holders that had input from shillables holders. So that's what excites me the most about it. Like it seems like it's a really big challenge, right? But all you have to do is be able to see the vision, put it on a whiteboard, manage your time for it. For example, just give yourself goals for each project that's out or under development, and put a date with them. Because if you don't put a date with them, you're going to end up letting it slide. And pretty soon you're going to be missing targets, and those communities are going to slow down their momentum that they've built. So I think that's, in short, my answer is that through the power of a community, anything is possible, and we'll prove it by delivering projects for shillables.
Well, you guys have been consistent. As in, you guys have been consistent, and it's really awesome because consistency it's a really big factor when it comes to delivering things to your community. And you guys have killed it so far, which is really amazing. Kudos to all the Ocean Labels team. You guys are doing really awesome. Man, you guys are killing it consistently. So yeah, Crystal Boy, I think Crystal Boy has a question. So Crystal Boy, yeah, you have the mic.
Yeah, yeah. Good day. Good day, Secret of NFT. I have two questions, and the first one goes like this. How have you been able to cope with the pressure of people, let's say the community as a whole, expecting more of you, and how have you been able to cope with that pressure for not disappointing them, and also how have you been able to cope with your pressure throughout your project and your working period, your working hours?
And great question. I think personally, everybody deals with pressure differently. I acknowledge the pressure and I use it as a motivational factor in doing what I do. I, I believe a little bit of pressure is a good thing, and with that attitude towards it, you would feel less anxiety because of it, and that's coming from a middle-aged dude here who's seen a fair bit of pressure throughout my
Mm.
life. So I think we all cope differently. I would say that in turn, I feel their pressure, use it as a motivator, and I do believe that if there was not pressure from the community for projects um, and for us to achieve our goals, I there would be a significant concern from me for the future of the club. And I think that's it goes to show when people get fed up in the community, there's no pressure, right?
Yes.
So so I look forward to much more pressure from the Shillables NFT community.
Okay.
Well, you
Okay.
guys shouldn't put much more pressure on Nemo.
So the second question goes like this. What how were you able to incorporate your let me say your inspirations, your visions, and so have you been able to input them into your projects, and what do you advise upcomers with low art skills to go about? How do you advise them to go about creating NFTs?
Okay, so I'm going to read the question back to you just to make sure I got it. How do I input my inspiration or the club's inspiration into the projects? And then what was the second question? Second part
Uh,
of that.
okay, I said, what do you advise upcomers to upcoming NFT creators with low art skills? Or what do you advise them to do? Things you feel they should do to perfect their skills.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it depends on their goals. So just kind of figure out where they may want to go or where you may want to go with your NFT team. So if you um, want to be an artist, you know, get after it and talk with other artists, see what they're using, see the tools that they use on a daily basis, and just chat them up. They're more than happy to help, more than likely. The help is out there for anybody in the art community, and for the most part, anybody in the dev community as well. The tools are out there, um, and people will assist. So I think it's just it goes back to letting
Yeah.
people know what you want to do, which is my biggest advice for any person that wants to be a creator or dev or artist, whatever they want to achieve. Just put your ideas out there. You don't have to pay for a lot of it. The only thing you have to pay for is just with your your sweat
Time.
mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Did I cover everything? I'm sorry. I'm long winded. I apologize.
Yeah, no problem. You did cover the second part just for how you incorporate your inspiration into your project. Yeah.
Oh, that's easy. That's about having fun for me.
Yeah.
Like 110%. I find inspiration through um, ideas that I
I
want to
want to ask
see,
that
but
what
then
prompted you
also
to
at
start creating NFT art? I mean, what digital skills do you have?
It's not your turn yet. I've probably missed him. Okay, yeah, I can go on, Jax.
okay, sorry. So
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I've muted him.
oh no, no worries. Sorry, I think my phone's kind of
Yeah.
breaking up. But anyways, what skill set? I think I was a community member. I find value in community. Um, I can do graphic design. I really am a horrible dev, and I wouldn't even call myself a dev because I've been so outdated. I just finally, for anyone listening, finally got Secret Cly up last night, so I'm not as reliant on Stash.
Yeah.
so uh, in and of itself, I am more of a rallier um, and guide than anything, and a believer in the community. So
Yeah,
I think that's really kind of the skill set I brought to Shillables.
yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
I
Thank you.
believe I believe that answers the question, Crystal Boy.
Yes, yes.
All right. Here's a quick question for you, Jax. Have you ever gotten emotional about syllables as well? Because there are times I do miss my emotion with whatever it is I'm doing. Do you also miss your emotion with syllables with work, or your emotions are very separate from work?
So if I can read back, is as far as like, do I get how do I keep my emotions out of Shillables, or
Yeah, or
kind of
probably
keep them separated?
it's or probably emotion interferes with your decision when it comes to syllables as well.
Yeah, I mean the biggest, just like any project, um, real life, or just emotional involvement in a project um, can derail it. So sometimes it's just taking a deep breath, focusing on your goals for the next 1 hour, and achieving those goals, proving to yourself, yes, you can do it, and you can bite this or eat this elephant, one piece at a time. I think that answered what you're looking for, right?
Yeah. That's cool. That's fair enough. Yeah, it's good. Okay, we have Echoes here. Echoes, you have the mic. You can ask your question.
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity. Well, I want to ask, what do we see like the future of NFTs? You know, most people are buying NFTs because they kind of like it. Like they look at the NFT, the design is beautiful, the way the NFT is like design, the way the art looks like, they buy into the NFT because they like it. Other people are buying into the NFT because they want to like flip it, they want to sell it at a higher price later on, stuffs like that. So, like, what are the future of NFTs? Is it something like that is bound to last for a lifetime, or is something that might literally come to an end within the shortest period of time because of the way it is going, or stuff like that? Like, what's the future of NFTs?
All right, am I back on? I've got some theories, but I I guess I'm optimistic about NFTs in general, into the future. Whether that continues to be um, the, if you want to call them the flippers, um, like in the art, thinking they can flip for a profit, or it's just the right price. Um, that comes with market conditions, I think, and those are always uncertain, or cyclical, at the least. So I guess in short, I would say NFTs are capable of evolving, um, possibilities that are pretty much limitless. How they'll be utilized 10 years from now, who knows? I mean, maybe the idea hasn't even been thought of yet. Maybe just imagined it on somebody's um, post-it note right now. But I am optimistic about the future. One, because some of the art's pretty sick. Two, people are evolving as collectors, and I was a lifelong sports card collector, which is one of the reasons why I like NFTs so much. I think, for the different art, the collectability of the NFTs. So I think there's always going to be collectors out there. I just think you're going to see project creators catering more to collectors in the future, as well as larger companies potentially profiting off of NFTs, which may be cyclical as well, until they have real utility. Um, so I think that's kind of where I see. If anybody else has anything to add, I'm very interested because always interested in the future of NFTs.
Well, I think if we have more creators like Jax, I believe a lot of people will value NFT the more because since it's bringing value back to the community and the community voice that we had, lots of people will love to start and probably diving more into NFTs and we'll have much more better creators and you know also loyal and committed collectors as well. So they won't really be in for the profits, though it still might take profit, but the main focus won't be just the profit, but the value you are getting back from that community. So I believe the future of NFT is really awesome. As long as we still have much more greater creators, just like Jazz as well. Yeah, so that's it. And also, yeah, of course, as long as those NFTs still have some unique features, just like privacy, which is really important. Secret has really improved upon traditional NFT, and it's really awesome what we are doing. And I could see some other ecosystem trying to, copy what Secret is doing, but we always leave. That's it, and it's really cool to have people also trying to inculcate privacy into the NFT to advance the NFT, which is really awesome. Which is because everybody's getting to understand that privacy is important. And for this adoption to grow much more wider, we need to, make privacy a norm in the space. Yeah. So I think this will be the last question for today before we're in the space. So Expil, I can't really pronounce the name, but well, you have the mic. This will be the last question for the day. Then we round it off. So yeah, you have the mic, LSP. Kindly ask the question. Web3 coders, kindly exercise patience. Okay. Okay, I think he's gone. I think both of them are gone. Probably maybe network. Well, okay.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. So LSP low scope. Can you ask the question? Sorry, I can't pronounce your name. Well, you can ask the question.
Okay, thanks for bringing me up and good evening, guys. So my
Yeah, good
question,
evening.
my question is this: how does secret NFT tends to create more visibilities to its project? And there are two questions, right? So my first question is: how do you intend to create more visibilities to the secret NFT, um, secret NFTs? And the second one is: what does the the collectors have to gain in the future? What do we stand to gain in the future if it becomes a very good project? Because we are looking into it. All right, that's what brings us here.
Awesome. So one of the guiding principles of Shillable's NFT Club is to showcase secret NFTs and what they are capable of to other creators as well as collectors. Um, so I think how do we promote or posture the secret NFT community in amongst other chains? Shillables is devoted to just showcasing. We're going to showcase. We do. I do not rule out um, potential cross-chain partnerships, but I want to make sure that that's always in the best interest of the club as well as polled for their um, decision. Anyways, so can you create some sort of multi-chain community potentially? Is that the future? Is that how secret NFTs grow? Maybe. Maybe just showcasing what we currently have, those creators. Maybe there is something that makes a collector flip a light switch to where, oh, I value privacy now. Um, that what some people call the aha moment of realizing that, oh, my stuff's private on Secret Network. Maybe that's where I should be at, and then start looking into projects, and then we'll be postured there to assist. What do we have coming up in the future for somebody who's interested in chillables? Oh man, So we've got an airdrop, or excuse me, a snapshot. I might have just spilled something there. We've got a snapshot coming up on the 22nd for Shillables holders. We plan on introducing the Shill token coming up soon, and what the Shill token will do um, will be to drive our internal ecosystem for Shillables NFT Club. So the reason why I'm excited for that is it'll add the capabilities of the staking and questing features to earn rewards, and it'll be one token, not 12 tokens, like one for each project. So it'll be something that will all project launches going forward will be eligible to request from the Shillables club holders, and they'll just have to present a utility use case for it. And the community has voted that they will consider grants for those uh, projects that launch. So I'm pretty excited about one, that snapshot, and then introducing Shill token. Not to mention Secret Wolf Pack that's minting right now. Our Alpha Wolves. This will be something that'll be pretty cool and unique to Secret NFTs. You'll be able to burn your Wolfpack NFTs into the private properties of your Alpha Wolf. So essentially, your Alpha Wolf will become the alpha for your pack. So within your pack, you could have a to be determined amount of wolves from the Wolfpack community, which is pretty cool. If you've seen some of the family or tribe Twitter posts where they show like all their apes that are in the same fur or have similar traits. It's a possibility that those could all be in one NFT. So I'm pretty excited for that feature that we'll do, as well as um, one of our community members and team lead for Wolfpack is building a questing slash staking contract um, for that. So that'll be the first one that we've done. So I'm excited to get that one going and see what other utilities that could enable Shillables to have in the future. So that's what we've got going on. If you're interested, I would suggest hopping in Discord or following us on Twitter. And don't ever hesitate to just message me. All right.
Yeah, got you. I'm your Discord already. Okay, thank you so much for letting me understand the future of it. So when did you say the snapshot is coming up again? I think I forget that.
On 22nd of this month.
Thank you, thank you.
All right. Thanks for asking the question.
Okay, let me ask my question. I want to ask, like, getting started as an NFT creator. Sometimes when you make your art, like, how do you get um these devs that are into the NFT marketing and NFT shilling? How do you get them to? How do you connect to them and get them to access your work? I mean, your artwork on NFTs. I mean, when you got started, how did you do all of this?
Sure. Yeah. You were pretty broken up, but I think you're just asking how did I connect with either individual artists or
Right.
devs.
The call just
Um,
interrupted me.
yeah. I mean, as far as reaching out to people, that was really it. Just talking to the network that I already had, um, and getting their feedback, getting their ideas, see if they're interested in supporting or not, and going from there. So if you missed it earlier, some of my advice was just kind of get your ideas down, and then just start talking to people. And if you start talking to people, you'll hear their responses. You'll find out whether or not they're available and interested, or not. If you ever are looking for um, teams, there's a find a team room. I know Stash just updated their Discord server, but that's a great place to start, as well as the um, mods that are in their room. They all do casual shrimp, scary looking. They'll all do a great job in pointing you in the right direction. So don't hesitate to chat with them. Um, as well as I think there's a similar setup in the secret Discord as well. If you're not in Discord, honestly, like just message me on Twitter, wherever you're at on the socials. Just send me a message. I'll try and introduce you to anybody if you're looking for something specific.
All right, I believe that answers the question. So thank you very much, Jax, for coming to tonight's space. Thank you very much for the additional series. It was really awesome. And I've really learned a lot from everything you've said so far today. Guys, make sure you give Jax a follow and also join our community. Check out Chill Labels, follow them on Twitter, join our community on Discord, interact with them, ask other questions you have to ask. So yeah, that'll be end of tonight's space. So thank you very much, guys, for joining us, and thanks to our guests, Jax. You guys are really awesome. So yeah, well, Jax, is there any final words you'd love to say before we end tonight's space?
Yeah, I appreciate you having me. It was great. I'm glad we were able to do this, especially with the people I saw out there in the crowd and the great questions. I do value privacy. I do value NFTs. Most of all, I do value the community. So if there's ever any questions that you have that you didn't get to ask, don't hesitate. Send them to me on Twitter. Send them to me on in Discord. Um, Private messages, open messages. I'll answer them. I promise.
Well, you've had Jack, so you guys can also reach out to him via DM, join the community on Discord, ask in the community, or probably sending me private DM. It's all cool. So yeah, thanks very much, guys, for joining tonight's space. Do have a wonderful evening. Cheers, guys.